Anya, you got a minute? I need to talk to you about something.
Why, what do you want, Bruce? I'm having lunch with my friend right now.
I'm sorry, it won't take long. I hate to bug in when you're busy, but it's super important.
Make it quick. My luxury steak will be arriving any time now. It's hardly gonna taste good if it goes cold now, is it? Come on, out with it already. This better be good. Do you understand how valuable my time is?
Look, the thing is, I got fired from my job.
Excuse me?
Remember how I told you about my boss who hates my guts? The one who's had it in for me since day one? Seems like he didn't understand what kind of work we IT engineers actually do. He's been calling us all useless deadweights for months. It was mostly behind our backs until now. But last week, a new CEO stepped up. That new CEO decided the company needed to undergo some personnel reorganization in order to bring down costs. As part of that reorganization, my boss pitched the genius idea of laying off every single IT engineer because we were useless and don't contribute anything to the company. The new CEO, who I can only conclude is more tech illiterate than my grandma, believed his lies, resulting in every single IT engineer being laid off today, me included.
What? Are you telling me you're unemployed?
They told me to finalize all the handover paperwork this week, so I'll carry on working until the end of the month. But they said I won't be getting paid for any of it. Which means, yeah, starting today, I guess I'm unemployed.
This can't be happening. What the hell is going on?
Right? Seriously, what the hell's going on? I've always had a gut feeling their corporate practices were shady. I guess I just didn't think too much of it because it never affected me, until now.
No, I mean you! What the hell are you doing?
Huh?
You got fired from your job? How dare you! What do you plan on doing about it? What about the new luxury bag I bought yesterday? That cost me $1,500. Is it gonna pay for itself? What about the huge house we were gonna have built? Is it gonna build itself? What about the flights and accommodations for my holiday with my friends next month? Are they going to book themselves? What about cash withdrawals from your bank card? Are they gonna materialize out of goddamn thin air? Where am I gonna get my money from now? Do you seriously think it's acceptable to get fired?
Just try to be rational about this for a minute, Anya. I'm not gonna be making any money at all for a little while. At least until I find another job. So we're gonna have to tighten our belts a little. That means only spending on absolute necessities.
Oh my god, how dare you! This has got to be some kind of sick joke.
I'm sorry, babe, I really am. It's not all bad, though. There's a major shortage of IT engineers across several industries right now. I don't think it'll take me very long at all to find something else. All we have to do is survive in the meantime. It'd help so much if you got a part-time job, too. Can you do that for me, babe? Will you support me through this? I'm gonna find something new as quickly as I possibly can. I'm 100% committed. I know this is tough, but I just know that if we work as a team, we can get through it. We can get through anything. Let's work together and show the world what we're made of.
I want a divorce.
Huh?
I can't be married to some unemployed loser. Me? Get a part-time job? You must be out of your mind. I could never bring myself to do something so embarrassing. Can you imagine if my friends saw me working some supermarket job meant for poor people? I'd never live it down.
Wow, come on. Anya, really? Are you really being like this?
I don't want to tighten my belt like some destitute bum. I have a right to spend money, and I do not intend on relinquishing it. I have no interest in going out of my way to find a job where I'd probably have to work alongside high school dropouts to support my penniless wet noodle of a husband. I'd sooner divorce than downgrade my standard of living. I want a divorce, now.
What? Come on, you can't mean that, Anya! Seriously! You'd throw away our marriage over this? You've been spending my money like it grows on trees this whole time. You buy luxury bags, jewelry, you're always eating out with your friends, you go on holidays, and all on my dime. Then, the moment I get fired, you toss me out like some piece of garbage?
Duh, obviously. The only reason I married you in the first place was because you had a decent salary. Face it, I've always been out of your league. If you don't have any money, that leaves your value to me at precisely 0. Please tell me why any woman in her right mind would stay with you to deal with the mess you've made. What use is an ATM with no money in it?
Don't say things like that! I'm not an ATM. I'm a human being. We've been married for 3 years, damn it! Is that all I was to you this whole time? Did you never love me?
No. What I loved was spending your money. You're useless to me without that. You've outlived your use. I'm going to live with Mummy and Daddy. I'll leave the divorce papers on the table in the living room. You better make damn sure you hand them in ASAP. Goodbye.
Anya, please! Just give me one more chance, please! I'm begging you!
Bruce, pick up. This is urgent.
What is it? What do you want?
You don't have to speak to me like that. Look, I just bumped into one of your friends. She said you were climbing the corporate ladder and doing really well for yourself now. She said you are a manager? Your salary must be through the roof. Is it true you're living in the new luxury apartment block on Splendor Row? What on earth is going on, Bruce? I thought you got fired.
Whoopsie! Looks like I've been found out. Who was it? Who let the cat out of the bag?
Explain yourself. This isn't acceptable and you need to explain yourself at once.
I was sure it'd be at least a year before you found out. Oh well, there's no use hiding anymore. Alright, I confess. The thing is, I lied about everything.
Huh?
To tell you the truth, I was never unemployed. I was hand-handed by one of my old co-workers from my last job.
Huh? What does that mean? Tell me!
It means I was never really unemployed at all. I lied. I mean, I did get fired, so I didn't lie about that bit. My boss really did call the IT engineers useless. And he really did fire us all in one fell swoop of blind idiocy. But coincidentally, on the very same day, I got an email from my old coworker inviting me to join his company. Apparently, he only got it up and running a few months back, but it was already growing at a mind-blowing pace, and their limited number of employees were struggling to keep up with demand. My skill set meant I required no training, so I was an immediate asset. And I was even offered a position as an IT manager, which meant my salary went up too. I didn't need to hear any more. I accepted immediately. Not only did I feel great about finally getting away from the boss whose hobby was treating me like crap, but it was great to be given the opportunity to work for my old coworker and friend at a company that would actually respect and appreciate me for my talent. It was a no-brainer based on that alone. But when I heard about how generously they were willing to pay me, I was over the moon. I'm surfing a wave of success and no one can bring me down.
But wait, this doesn't make any sense. Why did you tell me you got fired and were gonna be unemployed? You said you wouldn't be making money anymore. Why didn't you tell me you got headhunted by your friend?
I lied to you on purpose.
What? On purpose?
I intentionally told you I was unemployed, in the hope that you would divorce me. Honestly, though, I had no idea it'd be that easy.
What? You did it because you wanted to divorce me? Why? Weren't you happy? What did I do?
Because I was sick of you wasting all my money. We'd barely been married 5 minutes when you suddenly quit your job without telling me and decided you were going to be a stay-at-home housewife. You went out with your wannabe celeb friends every single day for luxury dinners and lunches. Or to the salon for manicures so expensive they could solve world hunger. You bought what seemed like the same goddamn jewelry and bags costing $1,500 a piece on a weekly basis. You went on more holidays than a Hollywood socialite. Basically, you did whatever the hell you wanted with my money, whenever you wanted, without any regard for how I might feel about it. You said you were going to be a stay-at-home housewife, but even then, you hired a housekeeper and left everything for her. Try putting yourself in my shoes for a moment. What's the point of having a wife like that?
It wasn't my fault. What was I supposed to do? All my friends' husbands are celebs who make over $100K a year. A woman has to keep up with the Joneses. What would you have me do? Be ostracized? Ugh, why am I even bothering? You can never understand.
That's right, I don't. I warned you countless times to stop wasting my money. I may as well have been speaking to a brick wall. You barely even acknowledged me, let alone had any intention of curbing your reckless habits. which is why I thought it'd be useless to raise the issue of divorce since you'd only have ignored that too. I figured my only option was to scheme my way out. Thinking about it logically, I came to the conclusion that if my only value to you was my wallet, then if my wallet disappeared, you'd be more than happy to divorce me, and we probably wouldn't even fight over it. Man, did I hit the bullseye! It was a little embarrassing at the time, but I thought my whole beg like a clingy, desperate loser act at the end was worthy of an Oscar. Maybe I should take up acting as a side hustle.
Wait, this means that basically you tricked me? You lied, schemed, and contrived your way into a divorce.
To be completely honest, yes. Yes, that's exactly what I did. And now that we're divorced, I'm finally free! I no longer have to deal with you. I no longer have to deal with my abusive jerk of a boss. I get to work at a company where I'm valued and respected, and in a higher position to boot. No longer having to deal with your parasitic behavior means I get to spend every cent of my salary myself. Now I'm living a life carefree comfort in my luxury apartment with my adorably cute cat. I'm having the time of my life. Things have genuinely never been better, and I'm so happy.
Bruce, please. Listen, honey, I've been doing some thinking, and I think that maybe I misunderstood you.
Excuse me?
Well, now that you mention it, you are really hardworking and good at your job. Anyone who can find a new job so immediately after getting fired must be super smart and talented. I'm really proud of you for all you've done, honey. I was so shocked when you told me you got fired that I just couldn't think straight. I don't know what came over me when I said all those things. It was just the stress and worry talking. I never meant any of it. I'm really sorry. I regret divorcing you, babe. It was the biggest mistake of my life. What do you say? Shall we give it another shot? Let's get remarried.
You've got to be kidding me! Why? No way! Why would I do that? Who voluntarily reinfects themselves after getting rid of a parasite? I would literally have to be insane to even consider remarrying you.
Look, Bruce, the thing is, something happened. I did initially move back in with my folks, but my dad had a stroke last month. There was no danger to his life, but we were told he would need constant care for the foreseeable future. I thought Mom would try forcing me to be his carer because I don't have a job. So I did what anyone would do and escaped in the night while they slept. I'm staying at a hotel for the time being, but it won't be long before the money dries up completely. That's why I'm begging you, Bruce, please, let's give us another shot.
Absolutely not. You're clearly only interested in my money. Who in their right mind would oblige something so outlandish? Are you even aware of how ridiculous you are? We're divorced, and that's the end of it. We ain't getting back together. If there's even a shred of decency hidden away anywhere inside of you, you'll move back in with your parents and look after your poor dad.
No, I won't go back there. I don't want to be some old man's carer. That's disgusting. Bruce, please. I'll save up your money and do as much housework as possible this time, I swear. I can change. Let me prove it to you, baby. I'll do anything, I swear. Just take me in.
Not happening. I have no interest in associating with such a gold digger. You're vile. Anyway, I'd love to carry on chatting, but I have a super important meeting to make soon. It's with my cat. I have to tickle his belly and give him some milk. Bye-bye!
Please, wait, I'm begging you. Just one more chance, that's all I ask. Let me just show you how sorry I am. Bruce!
After using up the last of her savings on the hotel, Anya could no longer afford to stay there. She was dragged out kicking and screaming by security and had no choice but to go back and live with her parents. Apparently, in return for caring for her dad, they're allowing her to live with them. Very kind after her midnight vanishing act, don't you think? I heard from a friend that she looks about 10 years older and is leaving the house less and less these days. If I had to guess, I'd say it's due to a combination of the stress of not being used to caring for her aged father and no longer having any money of her own to spend. Oh yeah, by the way, as for the company that fired me, with no one left to carry out maintenance and testing on the servers, bugs and errors started popping up left, right, and center. And it got to the point where the company computers were basically unusable. Daily life at the office was plunged into chaos, and even regular employees were no longer able to do their jobs. I received countless messages from my old boss begging me to come back, but decided to exact some petty revenge by intentionally leaving them on red and answering their calls, but then hanging up after a few seconds. I'd like to say the same thing to both my old company and my ex-wife. The biggest fish is always the one that gets away.
Harry, you've got some explaining to do. What's this I hear about you getting married? Is that true? We've only been divorced for 3 years. You've got to be out of your mind. What's wrong with you?
What the... Sarah? What do you care? It's none of your business anymore.
Of course it's my business. This new wife of yours, her name's Juno, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but I'm not sure how you'd know that.
Don't underestimate me. I hired a private detective to follow your every move. Obviously, I know your wife's name. Oh, and just to let you know, all the money I paid to hire that private detective, as well as all the money I'll be spending now once I hired a lawyer,
Lawyer?
I think it'll come to just about $100,000. So I would recommend you take any steps you need to take to have that much cash on hand as soon as possible.
$100,000? Okay, I know private detectives and lawyers can be pricey devils, but $100,000? There's no way you spent that much.
That includes damages.
Damages? Damages for what?
You're really dense, aren't you? Don't worry, you'll see all the details once our lawyers reach a settlement.
Settlement? Wait, you gonna sue me?
Oh, now you understand what's going on. I'm glad you finally decided to open your eyes. Yes, I'm gonna sue you. And yes, I'm gonna take you to the cleaners.
Hold on, what the hell are you gonna sue me for? We've been divorced for 3 years now, and we haven't even spoken but once or twice in that time.
You just admitted everything. You're getting remarried. So, I'm suing you. Get the picture? I have every right to sue you for that.
Are you drunk or something? Whatever, if you're just gonna text me to harass me like this, I'm gonna block your number.
That's fine with me. My lawyers will be contacting you shortly.
Just let me give you one word of warning. If you do anything to bother my wife, you're gonna regret it big time. Got it?
Hey, Harry, do you have a minute?
Hey, Juno, sure. What's up?
I just checked the mail and I found this weird envelope inside.
Weird envelope? Weird how?
Well, it's addressed to you, and it says it's from someone named Sarah. That's your ex-wife's name, isn't it?
Oh no. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah, and the weird thing is, there's no stamp on it. Plus, our address isn't even written on it, so I think she must have delivered it personally.
Oh my god.
Is it okay if I open it to see what's inside?
Yeah, I guess that would be for the best. Look, I hate to push this on you since the issues between me and my ex don't concern you, but depending on what's inside, I might just have to act quickly, so yeah, go ahead and open it. It doesn't have to be now though, just whenever you have time.
Got it. I'll let you know once I've read it.
Thanks, Juno. And I'm sorry about getting you involved in this.
Okay, well, I read through everything.
What did it say?
Long story short, she says you had no right to get remarried only 3 years after we got divorced. Your doing so has caused me immeasurable pain and suffering. To compensate me for my pain and suffering, I'm suing you for the damages in the amount of $100,000. You must wire the entire amount into my bank account by the end of this month. or I will take you to court. And that's the gist of it anyway.
That's... that makes absolutely no sense. Like, at all.
Plus, I'm 100% positive that she hasn't spoken to a real lawyer about this. Not only is it legally nonsensical, it also looks like it was written by a 6th grader. She misspelled at least one word in each sentence, and that's just the ones where she actually used punctuation. She also wrote you instead of you. The whole thing is just a 10-page mess.
Wait a minute, she wrote 10 pages?
Yeah, most of the pages were just her complaining about things you supposedly did or said to her when you were married, and another big chunk wasn't any specific complaint. She was just insulting you. The most important thing, as far as I could tell, was that she wants to see you for 100 grand.
Oh, what am I gonna do with that woman?
Well, for the time being, nothing in here is legally actionable, so I think we're safe. Just in case, we might want to talk to an actual lawyer, though. One of my friends is married to a lawyer, so if you want, I could call her and try to set up a meeting.
That sounds like it'd probably be a good idea. Would you mind setting that up for us?
Sure thing. Give me a little time to try and get in touch with her. I'll let you know what she says later. Hey Harry, great news. I called my friend and she says her husband is open up this afternoon. I'm gonna head over right now.
Wow, that was fast. It's weird that he was free. I thought lawyers were typically really busy.
He is, but apparently his client for the afternoon canceled last minute, and he said I could stop by any time.
Jeez, what a lucky break. Tell him and your friend I said thank you. And also, again, Gino, I'm really sorry that all of this had to happen while I was out of town on business.
Don't worry about it. You're coming home tomorrow right on schedule, right?
Yeah, as of right now, I don't see anything coming up that would keep me here any longer than I planned.
Okay, well, I think if it's okay with you, I'll stay the night at my parents' house just to be safe.
Yeah, go ahead. Let me know if anything comes up.
Will do. I'm gonna go pack some stuff. I'll talk to you later. Love you.
Love you too, Gino. Take care.
What's the big idea, Harry? Why haven't you sent my money yet? I put my bank account information in the letter I sent you, so you've got no excuse. Either pay it by the end of the month, or I'll see you in court.
Did you actually think a stunt like that was going to work?
It's not a stunt. I'm exercising my legal rights to compensation for pain and suffering.
Oh yeah, alright. Oh, tell me, how did you come up with that $100,000 figure?
That's how much pain and suffering you cost me.
And did you ever think to consult with a real lawyer before sending me that letter?
Why should I?
I'll take that as a no then. So what did you base that number on? Do you have any court precedents that you can cite? Maybe a civil statute?
I already told you, when I thought about how much you hurt me, it felt like $100,000.
That reminds me, exactly what sort of pain and suffering did I actually cause you?
You were married just 3 years after our divorce. That's like cheating.
Okay. It seems we have a definition problem here. My wife Gino and I met and started dating after we got divorced. So no, it's not like cheating at all. Because once we're divorced, it's no longer any concern of yours who I choose to meet, date, or marry.
It looks like you're the one who needs a legal reason, Harry. It's so pathetic that you didn't know this. Legally, if you date another person within 3 years of getting divorced, that's considered cheating. But you just didn't stop at dating. You actually married your mistress. That took the damages up a few notches.
What on earth are you talking about?
Oh my god, you are thick. Let me say it again, slowly this time. If you get married within 3 years of getting divorced, that's cheating.
Hey, you know what? I think I know what your confusion is here. I think what you're referring to is the statute of limitations on suing your spouse for adultery. If you discover within 3 years of a divorce that your former spouse was cheating during your marriage, then you can sue them for adultery. Is that what this is about?
I don't get it. How am I wrong about this?
I really have no idea how you managed to misinterpret such plain legal language as that. But in any case, my wife consulted with a lawyer, a person who does this sort of thing professionally, and he confirmed that no, you don't have any standing to sue me like you're trying to.
No way! I don't believe you. How come you guys got to talk to a lawyer, but none of the lawyers I went to would give me the time of the day?
Sounds like you went around to a bunch of different law offices then, huh?
Yeah, I did. This is so unfair. No matter what I said to any of the lawyers I went to, none of them would help me at all.
It sounds like they could see from a mile away that there was no way representing you would end up well for them.
But how could they know that?
I already went over this, so allow me to repeat myself. I met Juno, started dating her, proposed to her, and married her, all after the two of us got divorced. There are no legal grounds here to sue me for infidelity. We were no longer together.
But the law says I can.
What did the lawyers you talked to tell you? They must have given you some response. But seriously, this isn't even that difficult of legalese. It's practically layman's terms. Oh, and I shouldn't have to remind you about this, but you were the one who was unfaithful during our marriage. So you've really got some gall to try and sue me for getting remarried after we divorced.
Wait, what? Harry, what's going on here? Why did I just get a big stack of papers from your lawyer?
So I take it you were successfully served then?
Served? What do you mean served? What is this?
I just so happened to discover that you had been unfaithful during our marriage. So I'm exercising my legal right to sue you for damages. That's all.
What? I wasn't unfaithful. We got divorced because we weren't just meant for each other. We had different values. We liked different things. We never got along.
Yeah, that's definitely part of the story. I thought that was all there was to it too. So at first I felt that going our separate ways would be the best thing for both of us. However, when I looked through that 10-page screed you put in my mailbox, in the midst of all the grammatical and spelling mistakes and nonsensical legal theories, there were a few passages that caught my attention. Remember the part where you were comparing me to another guy you had met toward the end of our marriage? That got me suspicious that maybe there was more to our divorce than I first thought.
Oh.
You're still seeing the same guy, aren't you? The guy who works part-time at a local factory. You did me the favour of including your current address when you put that envelope in my mailbox. Thanks to that, it was easy to hire a private detective of my own to check into you. I come to find out the supposedly single-occupant apartment you live in is actually owned by a man. And he also learned that you were frequently going in and out of that apartment while we were still married. It wasn't long after he found out that he got exactly what he needed. Hard proof that you were having an affair.
This can't be happening. Not only am I not getting money out of you, but now you're the one who's gonna get money from me?
By the way, I'm not the only one who's getting money from you. The guy whose apartment you're living in is married. He's got a wife and kids in another city.
Oh my god, please tell me you didn't tell her.
I'm happy to report that I did, in fact, inform her of everything. She said she is going to divorce her husband and sue for full custody of the kids, so he'll have to pay her child support and you'll have to pay her damages for knowingly sleeping with her husband.
What are you trying to do? Destroy me?
I also told your parents.
Oh, come on.
They told me to tell you they're disowning you. They never want to hear from you again, and they won't give you any help with your impending legal troubles.
How could you do this to me? You're a scumbag, Harry.
Oh, I'm the scumbag. Me?
Is this fun for you? ruining my relationship with my boyfriend?
I wouldn't really call it fun, but I suppose you could say I'm getting a sense of satisfaction with seeing to it that someone like you gets what they deserve.
You jerk! Creep! You're not gonna be satisfied until my life is totally destroyed, are you?
I wouldn't say destroyed, no. I'm just ensuring that any and all responsible parties take responsibility for the consequences of their own actions. That's all.
But how can you sue me when we've been divorced for 3 years?
I'm sorry, weren't you paying attention to our conversation yesterday? I told you that if infidelity is discovered within 3 years of a divorce, the wronged spouse can sue for damages. Scroll up if you want. I told you all this before. And since technically 3 years haven't passed yet, I'm still well within my rights to sue.
You're just doing this for money, aren't you?
What were you after when you tried to bilk me out of $100,000?
Screw you!
Got nothing, eh? That's fine. If you'd like to learn more about infidelity laws, try asking one of the lawyers you spoke to before.
I said screw you! You money-grubbing snake!
Call me what you wish, Sarah, but I can't have you meddling in my affairs anymore. You caused a great deal of trouble for me and my wife. I decided that the only way you would learn to stay away from us is if I hit you hard and as fast as I could.
I'll break up with my boyfriend, okay? That'll solve everything, won't it?
It's far too late for that, Sarah. Even if you break up with him now, it won't change the fact that you're going to have to fork up some cash to me and your boyfriend's wife.
Seriously? You've gotta be kidding me.
And with that, I think I'll take my leave from this conversation. Talking with you is like bashing my head against a brick wall, giving me a headache.
No, no, no! You're not gonna run away from me like this! Coward!
Man, you remind me of the Black Knight scene from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Alright, yeah, so, look, a lawyer will be speaking with you soon, so I suggest you do what he tells you to.
Wait, Harry, can we talk about this?
Nope. Bye. I've been doing a lot of thinking about my relationship with my ex-wife lately. At the time, I justified our divorce to myself by saying it was because of a difference in values, but now, however, I actually kind of think that the real reason is just that my ex-wife was really dumb. And I mean, look, this isn't to say that I'm some kind of Albert Einstein or anything, but man, yeah, that's all there is to say. She's just a complete ignoramus. After that last text exchange, the wife of my ex-wife's boyfriend launched her lawsuits against the two of them. Apparently, her lawyer showed up to my ex-wife's apartment just as mine was leaving. Both of our lawsuits were for a lump sum payment, leaving the adulterous couple completely penniless. As her boyfriend never did have much of what could be considered a career, she's now working 2 jobs in order to keep their finances above water. Funny story. The other day, my ex-wife actually sent me a text message begging me to take her back. I was at a loss for words, so I didn't even respond. I just blocked her and went about my day. The last thread connecting the two of us is that she knows my current address, but we're moving within the month in order to remedy that. It'll be nice to finally be free from her, 3 years after our divorce.